if you keep doing the same things that you've been doing this whole time, you're gonna keep getting the same results that you've been getting. And clearly that is not working, or else you wouldn't be watching this video. Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here, and let's get started. And I want to say, once I hit 1,000 subscribers or however many I need to do lives, I really want to start doing those and just be able to have more of a fun experience interactive with you guys. So let's get started. For today's video, I want to talk about channeling your inner goddess, channeling your alter ego, and just asking the million-dollar question, what would the goddess version of me do? What would my alter ego do? And it's not that progress, especially in self-development and your journey, your growth journey, is going to take time. This isn't something that is going to change overnight, but the question that you can ask yourself each day is, what would she do? What would she do in these situations? And getting into that mindset that is going to help you up-level your life, because if you keep doing the same things that you've been doing this whole time, you're going to keep getting the same results that you've been getting. And clearly that is not working, or else you wouldn't be watching this video. So you have to start channeling a different version of you, the version of you that is so badly that you want to be. And it's not that you're being different, that you're trying to be a version of you that you're not. It's just growing up, you got thrown off of your path by your family, by society, probably by your friends, and just what everybody else is telling you, that you lost sight of who it is that you wanted to be. And that's why you have to go back to the version of you that you're meant to be. And that's why certain traits and certain things stand out for you and other people. And that's why you want to be like them, because that's who you are at your core. There's a version of you that is already like that, and she's just waiting to be tapped into. That version of you is just waiting for you to let her out, for you to start acting like her and essentially become her. Because, like I said, whoever it is that you are meant to be is sitting there waiting for you to tap into her. And that's why this question, what would that version of me do? What would the goddess version of me do? What would my alter ego do? Is so important on a day-to-day basis. Because if you keep going into scenarios and into your life as the version of you that you are now, you're not going to get very far. You're going to continue acting out of fear, out of scarcity, and all of these things that don't align with who it is that you want to be. Like I said, you cannot go where you haven't been by being the version of you that you have continued to be, that has led you to the reality that you have now. That's not, it doesn't make sense, okay? You have to change who you are within in order for your outer reality to change. That's the only way that you're going to have lasting results. That's the only way that things are going to start changing for you, by becoming the version of you that is worthy and deserving of the things that she desires, of the things that you desire. The reason why I'm even bringing this topic up is because I saw a Facebook post, I believe, that was asking if she should continue to be with a certain person even though she didn't like the way that he was acting. And the thing I told myself was, what would your future husband do? Is that what your future husband would do? And obviously the answer is no. So then why are you being with somebody that is not a resemblance of your future husband, isn't acting as your future husband, right? And that can be, if guys are watching, your future wife as well. And so it just got me thinking, like, what would your future husband do? What would the goddess version of you do? What would your alter ego do? And obviously it's like two separate topics, but that's how that came up. And you really do have to ask yourself every single day, or in certain situations where you're fixing to get into an argument with somebody, or maybe it's your parents that are triggering you, and you have to step into the shoes of that version of you. And I recommend picking out a goddess name for yourself, or like an alter ego name. So for my alter ego, I called her Dom, because that's my last name. And yeah, so Domi, Dom, that was my alter ego. But for me, the alter ego didn't really resonate with me. More of the goddess did. So it's like, what would goddess Sheikah do? What would goddess, whatever your name is, would do? What would goddess Rachel do? What would goddess Stephanie would do? You know, ask yourself that question when you're in these situations, and you're going to tap into that energy and react differently versus if you were acting out of your old beliefs, you would probably scream, yell, say something that you would regret. But if you're acting as the goddess version of you, you would handle it with grace because that's how she would handle it. That's how she would carry herself and her energy, or just standing up for herself and not letting people walk all over her. You know, you have to really sit down with yourself and journal out what it is that the goddess version of you would do. What is, you know, how does she carry herself? How does she present herself? Who is she? What qualities does she embody on a day-to-day basis? Is she feminine? Is she mysterious? Is she seductive? Is she alluring, magnetic? All of these things. But just sitting yourself and getting clear on that picture of who she is going to make a world of a difference, because how are you supposed to be this certain version of you if you don't even know what she's like? You're like trying to, you know, draw a picture and you don't even know what the picture is. You're gonna end up drawing something completely different that's not even in alignment with who that best version of you is, with who that goddess version of you is. And I'm not saying that once you become this goddess, once you're in your goddess energy and that powerful energy, once you're the best version of yourself, that you're not going to have bad days. But the difference between you right now and that version of you is that she's going to handle things differently. People that are in their highest energy, they're embodying their highest self, they still have problems. They still have issues with self-love. They still have all of these things, but the difference is how they handle it. They don't let those things stop them, and they self-reflect and think, is this what I want to be thinking? Is this what the best version of me does? Is that the way that she thinks, speaks? And the answer is no. They're able to handle things with more grace and compassion. Be compassionate with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Why are you being so rude? I don't think anybody is as rude to you as you are to yourself. I'm just going to say that right there. I don't think that anyone is ever going to be as rude to you as you are to yourself, and that is sad. You have to change the way that you speak to yourself. You have, like I said, you have to channel a different energy. You're not going to get where you want to be by being the same person that you've been this whole time. Otherwise, wouldn't you already be there? Wouldn't you already have the things that you want? Like, make it make sense. And all this, I feel like I sound harsh, but it's true, and you have to start having that love and compassion for yourself, because you are not going to get far. You are not going to get far if you are not compassionate, if you are not kind, if you don't love yourself. And I want you to keep in mind that channeling a different version of you, channeling this goddess version of you, it takes time. And I don't know if that's just a limiting belief of mine. I mean, yeah, it is, but I'm also being realistic. Like, I've been in this journey myself for probably like a year and a half, I want to say, like around there, and I'm not the same person that I was 3 months ago. I'm not the same person that I was a year and a half ago. Am I where I want to be? No, but every single day I'm improving. Every week I have a different realization every single month. Like, things are changing, and it's slowly but surely, and if you keep trying to do everything at once and change your life like this, it's not gonna happen. You're just gonna stress yourself out, and that's what I was doing when I first started. I wanted to change everything and anything about me, and I didn't do anything because I was so busy trying to focus on all these different things, like, and I wasn't being kind to myself. I wasn't being compassionate. you have to take the time and to really understand, like, wow, I have been this way for 21, 22 years. What makes me think that I can flip my whole life upside down in a couple months? Some people might be able to, but there's still things that are gonna linger. There's still issues that it's gonna take more time. And I want you to know that any problems that you have, any limiting beliefs that you have, they are not your fault, but it is now your responsibility to change that stuff. Because nobody else is going to do it for you, nobody else is going to come and save you. And even if people save you temporarily, like something's going to give. Like, you're going to self-sabotage, something is going to happen because you do not believe that you're truly worthy of those things. Like I said, channeling that inner goddess, that version of you, starting to become her, it might take some time, and that is 100% okay. I want you to know that that is okay. I would rather take 2 or 3 years or even longer to, transition slowly into this version of myself that I want to be versus trying to do everything in 3 months and then burning myself out and then doing the same thing over and over again. And then 10 years later, I'm looking back and I'm still the same person that I was back then. And you know why that happens? Because you don't love yourself, because you're not compassionate, because you're not being kind. Like I said, that's a sad thing. You have to be able to have love for yourself. I cannot stress that enough. If you do not have self-love, if you do not believe in yourself, if you do not think that you are worthy and deserving, nothing is going to happen for you. You're going to stay in the exact same place that you were. You're going to keep attracting the same types of people that keep coming in and hurting you and taking from you and not giving anything in return. I want you to know that everything starts with you. You are the problem, but you are also the solution. And that's an amazing thing. You are the freaking problem. Nobody else is. But you are the solution. I know you're thinking like, oh, my parents, this and that, blah, blah, blah. They did what they knew to do at that time. And even if they know better and they're not acting on it, that's not your fault. Like, you can't do anything about that. You can't change other people. But the person that you can change is you. And that's why it's important to start asking yourself these questions. Who is it that I want to be? What characteristics does she embody? How does she carry herself? Who is she? Who is it that I see myself being in alignment with? What characteristics align with me? And get clear on that. And take some time to just sit there with yourself and speak to yourself. Whether that's meditation, journaling, just staring at the wall, I don't know. But take time to speak to yourself, to be there with your own thoughts and be present. A lot of the times we're on our phone, always watching something, always doing something, and I know because that's me. Okay? I am pointing the finger at myself, but we have to just be able to set the phone down and just exist. Just be. We're so busy existing in other people's lives and other people's realities that we're not even focused on our own. You're like, oh, I get home from work and I want to do this and do that. What about you? You're leaking your energy onto all these other things that are not even benefiting you. And then you're wondering why you're tired, why you don't have any energy for yourself, why you can't create, why you aren't loving yourself. You have to pour into your own cup, and you're not pouring into your own cup by scrolling on social media. You're not pouring into your own cup by watching Netflix. Unless you're watching like self-help videos on YouTube, but even then, overconsumption, regardless of what it is, that's not going to benefit you. Like I said, you just have to be willing to take the time to just sit there with your own thoughts. Or even just go on a walk. Don't listen to anything. Just go on a walk and talk to yourself. Tell God or the universe that you're grateful. Like, do something that's going to benefit you and add value to your life. We're so busy adding value to other people's lives, showing other people love and supporting other people, but we don't take the time to support and love ourselves. We don't take the time to get to know ourselves. We don't take the time to ask ourselves who it is that we want to be and start becoming that version. So the point of this video is to channel your inner goddess, to channel her energy, channel your alter ego, whatever name that you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, channel that energy and start being her. Start being that version of you. And I want you to know that that version of you also gives herself, like I said, gives herself grace and compassion. She is kind to herself and she rests when she needs to. Just because you want to be a boss babe or whatever it is that you want to do doesn't mean that she doesn't take the time to nourish her body, mind, and soul. Doesn't mean that she's always on the go, go, go doing something or whatever. Like, the goddess version of you, she knows it's okay to rest. She knows it's okay because she is pouring love into herself instead of forcing herself to do something that she will then hate herself for after, or, you know, even kind of resent yourself. So like I said, just get clear on who it is that you want to be and start acting out as that version of you. And like I always say, life is a movie, life is a game. Pick your character, pick what actor you want to be, and start acting out that role. And it's not pretending. It's not pretending because it's who you were meant to be before society and your parents strayed you away from that. It's not pretending. It's being a version of you that, like I said, you were swayed away from and you were scared to be like that because of what other people would think. But now you're not. Now you get to do your own thing. Now you get to heal. Now you get to be this beautiful version, authentic, genuine version of you. Because the version of you that you are right now, if you're watching this, that's not the genuine version of you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this, right? Like I said, just tap into the version of you that is authentic, that is genuine, and get clear on who she is. And I feel like I've said that so many times in this video, but we don't take the time to do that. We just live like day by day and keep acting as this version of ourselves that we've been acting as for so long, and it doesn't get us anywhere. And then months down the line, we're like, what happened? I thought I was being better. No, you were just being the same person they always knew how to be. Like I said, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to change. Yeah, this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. And once again, thank you for being here and for investing into yourself, because you are worthy, you are deserving, and you are loved. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!